Hello. Happy 4th of July, 2026. I just wanted to document my first cookout here on the homestead. My first 4th of July cookout, that is. A couple burgers, couple brats, and then probably a bag of Doritos, I think. So yeah, here's the garden. Over the last week, we've had probably pretty close to, I bet, 5 inches of rain. The trouble with that is that it's been coming in, inch-and-a-half increments and in short periods of time. Like we'll get a downpour for an hour, and it's like, holy smokes. Versus, having that whole kind of all-day rain that I'd prefer to see. And then plus high heat and humidity, so the garden is really, really loving that, actually. But it's allowed me to see some interesting flow patterns. And I see a lot of the sand washing through. And so this whole thing is actually on a slope, and it all slopes down that way, and actually more to the right there. So down and to the right is kind of the slope of the land here. And same here, it all really runs down that way and kind of back down into that general area down there. So, in seeing all of that, and I watched these 3 movies. I believe it was Kiss the Ground, Common Ground, and then Groundswell. I'm not quite on board with the whole no-till situation. I think a light till, especially for what I had to do here. I think this was busting new ground here. But I do see where a big difference, where I removed the roots in the hopes of staving off weeds. I did a great job. Even here you can see where I scraped a lot to build up the hills for the potatoes. There isn't a whole lot of weeds growing there. Now, after watching those movies, I understand what's going on there, and that's made me consider what I want to call selective weeding. I'm not clearing out all of the weeds now. I'm only going through and picking out anything that might be bothering my plants, like those viney things that I keep finding all over. But that, I think, is helping hold up a lot of this dirt in place and letting the sand kind of flow through, maybe. I don't know. Seems to make sense in my brain. And then, of course, I've got a real nice solid barrier down here at the bottom. So maybe I think that's going to be the way to go. Again, not totally on board with no-till, but I can certainly see where letting the vegetation grow. Even I know out at the tribal farm we did planted some clover in between some of the rows. That was kind of cool. Certainly helped out. So yeah, that's my 4th of July update. I hope you all are enjoying your 4th, and I can't wait to watch this again next year, and to see where I'm at with things, and then see what kind of changes I've made. Interesting point I just wanted to catch real quick here. Oh, here's that Napa cabbage. Look at that. I'm gonna have to harvest one of these too over right here. I'm thinking probably the inside one is the one I'll take, and then I'll make a dish tomorrow, I'm thinking. But so here is the beans, the teepee trellis for the beans. And you can see here, we're just about out of string, and the beans are starting to really climb up there. Now I had 2 choices, and I think I'm going to split the choice, actually. So I can let them go way up there, way out of reach. And then I thought, perfect, because I'll just let those ones go to seed, and then I'll use those for planting next year. Then also thought, let me connect over to that tomato trellis. So maybe I can give a nice little umbrella here to them sunflowers or something. I don't know. Just something aesthetics, I guess. It'll look pretty cool. All right. Well, that's all I got. Happy 4th of July. And I'll talk again.